is the extended version. Hey, yo, okay. One thing about me, I'm the baddest alive. He know the prettiest bitch didn't come until I...
Oh, it's a bit low, isn't it? This is very low. We're back with about 17,000 bags.
Yes, we have food for like a decade.
But we were thinking of doing like a little grocery haul with you
Yes,
guys.
we are.
We wanted to show you. And this is gonna be funny because we're not YouTubers, so be patient. But we wanted to explain to you what athletes buy. So I just spent $200 on this grocery haul.
200 bucks.
Oh yeah, there's more bags coming in. It's a lot. But we wanted to show you what professional athletes buy for $200. To be fair, usually like we have the biggest expense like in the beginning of the training camp, just because we just try to buy all the staples and stuff. I have some shit in my car like spices, so we don't have to buy this stuff every time we get into a new flat. But usually we have to buy like a lot of basics that. Like, usually over the weeks we only buy like fruit and veggies.
Yeah, I think usually we just do a big shopping to kind of get that done, because when you're training, like, it's annoying to after like 4 hours of training going to the store to buy food. Like,
it's the last thing you're gonna want to do.
Yeah,
like,
so we try to always do that the first day to get a huge amount of food, and then we just fill in like whatever we were missing, which is usually not a lot actually. During that,
like fruit and veggies, like the fresh stuff kind of.
Exactly, and bread.
Yeah, and I feel like in the beginning we were really bad at eating home. Like, we would eat out a lot, even though like we just don't have the money to do that.
Yeah, but that was mostly in Tenerife, when that was because in Tenerife things are cheaper, but here for sure, and we have a budget. So we need to eat.
And it's the end of the year, so the budget is slowly like, approaching its limits.
Yes.
So, well, let's start the grocery haul. I'm gonna first make a coffee, and then we're gonna start. Okay, just regrouped a little bit. I made my coffee. Hella changed her clothes into our team shirt.
Cute. My bum?
No, you can't see it. It's like hidden under the shirt.
Okay.
Alright, so we have 4 bags. I'm gonna unpack 2. Hella is gonna unpack 2. And we're just gonna show you guys the stuff that we buy. So, this is fucking heavy. So like fruit and veggies, I would say, is the main part of our diet. I used to eat even more, but because they're not very calorie dense, and we as like high level athletes need quite a lot of calories to, let's say, survive. I don't eat as much anymore, but they're still important for you. They're good for your health, and we try to buy as little plastic as possible. So sometimes it just doesn't work in any different way, but yeah, this is the main part of our diet, is fruit and veggies. And since it's soup season, we're gonna make a little pumpkin soup as well.
Yes.
Oh, and frozen spinach, because I make smoothies all day, every day. So yeah, this is like the fruit and veggie haul.
Whee!
Okay, wait, let me put that in the freezer because it's like actually melting already.
Okay, so these are the carbs that we bought, and we have different sorts of food. Like, we buy these packages because it's super easy to eat. So after a session, we can eat this without having to stress about cooking and stuff right when you come off the water. 'Cause usually we're super hungry when we get off the water, but it's just food is not as accessible. So these packages are really smart.
We leave them in the car usually also, like in my van.
Exactly, so they're at the spot when we need it. We also have a lot of food for the boat during training. We usually eat bars because it's really quick, it helps, it gets you going with energy. Actually, you can have way longer sessions if you just get a bit of energy during the training, which is
what we're
very practical. We have a lot of soup because soup season, and sometimes when you train a lot, especially in my case, it's really hard to eat if I train a lot. So buying things that are easy to swallow, like super easy, like warm up and eat, like it's also super good, super nice. Same with the ramen noodles.
We just saw, honestly, we've never bought this
No,
before.
we've never bought this before, but it's super easy to make, and we just wanted to.
And we have a lot of pasta actually
Check it
already,
out.
like healthy pasta.
Usually pasta is what we eat, like pasta, and we recently had a bit of an obsession for mashed potatoes. So that's
We're
usually...
going through phases, people.
Yes, we are. And in the mornings we usually eat some bread just to get a good start of the day. We usually eat bread with like peanut butter or and some protein, basically. Yeah. And juices for the boat. Super nice to get some sugar in at the boat, and it's just way easier to drink. Sometimes water is very harsh and hard to drink, so to have some juice is super smart because you stay hydrated and you also stay energized.
Another quick intermission, and this is not about our cute little outfits. We just wanted to talk about carbs in general real quick because I feel like, well, my relationship like 2 years ago, 3 years ago was completely different. I used to barely eat carbs. If it was carbs, it was like just sweet potato, just like lentil pasta, no sugar whatsoever. And I'm still very low on sugar. Like I still try not to eat a lot of sugar, but I have very much changed my approach, especially as a professional athlete. Like you just need sugar. Your brain and your body functions on sugar. Whether you're studying or you're training, the primary source of energy for your body is sugar. And actually your body doesn't really notice if that's healthy sugar or an unhealthy sugar. Like it processes it exactly the same way. So yeah, like how did your relationship to carbs change?
I have not really had a hard relationship. Like
this is her
Sugar
midnight
Puffs
snack.
is my jam. I love Sugar Puffs. I've never like had a relationship with carbs really. I've always eaten bread and carbs, and I've not really had that restrictive kind of relationship with food. Like there was a period where I had to go down in weight because I sailed big techno and you needed to be light, but then I didn't have any knowledge about food, so I would just not eat. So I didn't like with carbs especially. I don't really have a restrictive kind of.
But if you're watching, you're having a hard time eating carbs, don't. Because first of all, your body thrives on carbs. That's what it needs. Yes, you can make sure to not eat crap all the time, but your body can be is very forgiving. If you just nourish it properly, you eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full, try to get a lot of fruit and veggies in there, you're gonna be fine. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't stress and think about it so much, because food is there to be enjoyed, and for us also to improve the performance, which again is a little bit different because sometimes we have to eat more or less than we want to, and not fully follow our body's signal, but we try to as much as we can.
Exactly, and I think like it's just very important that you have the ground layer in place, like the baseline, that you have good food that you can use, and then to eat like a bowl of Sugar Puffs in the evening or chocolate, like that's fully fine to layer that on top, but don't let Sugar Puffs be the main thing in your diet. Like it should be something additional. But I love having like some things additional just because it gives me happiness. Like
yeah. That's it. So moving on to proteins. My favorite food group actually is proteins. Wait, that sounds so weird. Do people have like a favorite food? Whatever.
No, that's not normal. I think you should go get some help for that.
Okay, as you guys know, or maybe don't, I'm a vegetarian. I used to be vegan for quite a long time, swapped back to vegetarian. And I eat a lot of protein because athlete, you gotta. So these fake meat kind of substitutions, like Beyond Meat, is really good for that. Also here, this is like vegan, vegan meat basically. I eat quite a lot of that. I eat tofu, like tofu burgers with veggies in there as well. Since I'm not vegan anymore, we're also doing eggs quite a lot. And Hella, you're doing yogurt. I don't do much dairy. I sometimes do cottage cheese, but mainly I'm staying like with the vegan options. Mozzarella as well, sometimes. I mean, it's a little bit more fat than protein, but there's still some protein in there also. We don't really eat beans and stuff, just because, oh my god, this one's
Sorry,
very
I did
close.
that again.
We don't really eat beans. I know a lot of vegetarians and vegans do that, but we just don't like it. And I think if you don't like something, you shouldn't eat it just because other people do. We also always substitute with protein powder. So I showed you before, like the cut veggies in the freezer. I put all of that in a blender. I have a lot of protein smoothies, vegan protein. So yeah, as an athlete, it's super important for muscle repair. So we're trying to focus to always have part of protein in our diet. So there we go.
So I feel like fat is the food group which is the one that people are the most scared of, and a bit like, oh, athletes don't eat that, but psych, we do. Here we have a lot of chocolate, ice cream, and this is also mainly because we need happiness in our life, and sometimes you just need to eat something good. And so we do on the evenings eat some chocolate and ice cream just because we really do enjoy it. Also a lot of peanut butter. I feel like peanut butter is our main source for like fat and also
avocado.
And protein. It's in the fruit. Yeah, it's the main source for fat and also protein actually. But we do eat quite a lot of peanut butter, and it's also really, really filling. So it's super nice to like eat some before you go out on the water because it really stays for a long time, at least in my opinion.
For women, actually, it's really important for the hormones to eat fat, and we mainly eat healthy fat, so we mainly eat like 100% peanut butter, avocado, all the good stuff, feta. Like we try to eat, and like extra virgin olive oil. Also
a lot of oat milk.
You
have no idea how much oat milk we drink, but it's
which has some fat in there. But as Hella said, we also need happiness. So chocolate for us is happiness, and we are gonna have it in moderation, of course, everything in moderation, but yeah. So don't skimp on the fat because it's really healthy.
Don't be scared of it either.
And it helps you stay full for much longer. So
exactly.
Yeah. I think that was it. Well, we just wanted to have like a quick little video to show you guys what exactly we eat during training. We're preparing for the World Championships at the moment, so this is really what we eat for like best performance and for pushing ourselves and getting good results. So I think it was probably interesting for you to see.
Yeah, I hope you learned a lot, like a little bit about how we like to do it, and can adapt some of it into your own routines. And yeah,
that was it.
That is it. It doesn't need to be super hard. I feel like that's also a message we want to send out. Like, it doesn't need to be all these extra pills with all these extra nutrition things. Like, it can be super easy.